Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shelby Melto with the National Weather Service here in Springfield, Missouri, and we wanted to give you a brief update on the upcoming winter weather potential and the dangerous cold that we're expecting to occur later on this week. So first, taking a look at the key messages, looking ahead to Thursday, confidence is increasing that we'll see accumulating snowfall across the area. In addition, we could also see gusty winds up to 45 miles per hour, as well as life-threatening wind chills as cold as negative 30 degrees as we head especially into Thursday night into Friday morning. As far as specific impacts to expect, with the accumulating snowfall potential combined with those gusty winds, blowing snow could become a concern and could cause major impacts on the roads. So it's important to keep that in mind and make sure you're taking the necessary precautions in order to stay safe. So if you take a look at the image on the right, this was taken from the Winter Storm Severity Index, and it shows the areas most likely to see road impacts. So you'll see that just south of I-44 and northward, you start getting into those red colors, which shows a 60 to 80% likelihood of impacts. And then more towards far southern Missouri, you're still seeing around a 40 to 50% chance. So there's definitely a higher confidence that at least minor impacts will occur later on this week. And then also with those bitterly cold temperatures and wind chills, there's going to be an increased risk for frostbite and hypothermia. So the next few slides will go into more detail on what to potentially expect. As far as snowfall accumulations, there's still a lot of uncertainty regarding specific amounts. As of right now, though, looking at those probabilistic snowfall forecasts for far southeast Kansas and the Missouri Ozarks, there's a 60 to 80% chance of seeing 2 or more inches of snow. And then as you increase those amounts, those probabilities start decreasing. So there's roughly a 40 to 60% chance of greater than 4 inches, and then it drops down to a 20 to 40% chance of snow greater than 6 inches. And you can see on the image to the right that those probabilities of heavier snowfall increase the further you go north and northeast. So as we get closer to this event and as confidence increases, we'll start getting a better idea of specific amounts that we can potentially expect. Now taking a look at the forecasted minimum wind chills for early Friday morning and Saturday morning, as you can see, we're going to see dangerous and life-threatening wind chills across the area with anywhere from negative 20 to negative 35 degree wind chill values. This graphic shows a rough timeline of the expected wind chills across the area. So you'll notice that starting Thursday, temperatures and wind chills will start to decrease down into negative values. And then by Thursday night into Friday morning, most, if not all of the area will see those negative 20 to negative 30, even into negative 35 wind chill values. And then the same is expected going into Friday night and Saturday morning. One thing we really want to convey is that temperatures are going to drastically decline throughout the day on Thursday. So even though you might wake up in the morning to temperatures above freezing, once that cold front pushes through the area, those temperatures will fall anywhere from 30 to 40 degrees behind that front. So make sure you're keeping that in mind and preparing before you leave your home on Thursday morning. This image shows the wind chill chart that we use here at the National Weather Service, and you can see that as temperatures decrease and those winds increase, the wind chill values begin getting into dangerous frostbite territory. You'll notice the colors changing to that darker blue hue and then into those purple colors, and that shows the time frame that it takes for frostbite to set in. So when we get into the negative 25 to negative 35 wind chill values that we're expecting later on this week, it's only going to take about 10 to 30 minutes before that frostbite sets in. So it's extremely important to take those necessary precautions and make sure you're prepared to keep yourselves and your loved ones safe. It's also important to recognize the signs of hypothermia. If you notice someone experiencing confusion, difficulty speaking, stiff muscles, or any of the other signs listed, make sure to get them inside to a warm location and get them the help that they need. It's also important to make sure that you're preparing now. When you get into those dangerous temperatures combined with the potential for snow and blowing snow, any accident or car problems that would cause you to become stranded would then be very dangerous. So having an emergency kit inside your car, stocked with blankets, things to keep you warm, as well as different tools to get you out of that situation will be extremely important. So make sure you're preparing now before we get into later on this week. And then lastly, make sure you don't forget about your pets. Keep them warm and dry with plenty of food and water, and then if possible, make sure to bring them inside to keep them safe from the winter weather and those dangerously cold temperatures. So that concludes this briefing, but we wanted to leave you with our social media handles on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as our website URL to get updated on the latest forecast information. And then our contact information is also included where you can directly contact our office here. So thank you for watching, and make sure you remain weather aware as we head into later on this week.